Burke.
Sit back in.
Tonight.
Sit. Good boy.
I see it in your eyes. Feel the magic. There's something that drives me wild. And tonight, we're gonna make it all come true. 'Cause girl, you were made for me. And girl, I was made for you.
I put on my makeup today, baby, so you'll think I'm cool now. I can be the space cat, baby. You can be the space meow. Now. I should have saved the word now for the end of the sentence so I could do the rhyme. But I lost it. It happens all the time. Because we made a podcast. Hey. There's no such thing as grownups.com. Oh man. So it's a little more harder, weirder, intense when there is a couple of cameras pointed at you, especially.
You like to point. I think it makes you.
When
Just
I-
gonna hold this.
Yeah.
Use it as a prop later.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, it never hurts to have something.
Come on.
I always think that about the show where it's just like, or the other show that I do as a video show is what do you do? Like, shouldn't I should definitely put a desk in front of me, but then I'll just have my hands on the desk and they will be glued there. Or I'll keep making a lot of noise as I bang on the desk because I'll still keep moving my hands around. And because I'm always trying to, I don't know, get to the point or make a point
Something's gonna get wrecked.
to myself. Oh, with him wandering around with the 300 different tripods in the air? Yeah. That's also what it's like to do the show at my place when he is there. It's I usually have to put him in the other room because it's every few seconds I gotta go, time to reset up. And I even have a graphic that's Burke, like, knocking stuff over. And it says, please pause for technical difficulties because it was happening. I'm like, oh, but I'm going to make it
fine.
an adorable thing. Anyway, all that aside, my name is Curtis.
And I'm Tara.
And there's no such thing as grown-ups. And this is the video version of the podcast. Still, we'll do audio-wise, but this time we are against the clock because one of these cameras will not last for the whole time.
Oh, no.
So we're going to have also an episode of
How will
Speed.
we know?
But I was thinking instead of, we'll use all of this time for whatever talkie talk time, and then when the speed bus explodes, we'll do the classic Lego Man theater for the improv.
Oh, that'd be great.
Mostly because I honestly, there's no way I can see myself and do the improv. Like when we did it that live show at Halcon, and.
You won't be able to do the improv like this, you mean?
Oh, I'll still do it, but it's more like the ability to make eye contact with the rest of the audience out here will go away, and then it will just become like, well, I can't look at you either because you're being characters, so then I got to look over here, and that's just insane.
You have
on
to
a
look
show.
at me.
But well, half the time I don't know. Maybe you don't notice because you're also like not making eye contact.
Right,
But
yes.
during the improvs, a lot of the time.
Usually if it's like on the phone, then I like to
Of-
pretend
oh.
I'm just on the phone because I can't see you. Otherwise, then I'll react to what
That
you're
one
doing.
is the best. If we do a phone one, that actually we should do a phone, and then I'll just put a line down the middle,
Okay.
and then it'll, I don't know, can't change the background, I guess, but figure something out. I'll change the lighting on one, and yeah, it makes
Then
it
we
a lot
have to
better.
look at each other's camera.
Yeah. Oh, that would actually work a lot better on the British one of the British quiz shows. I can't remember which one. I think it was Would I Lie to You. One of the guys, he was like, he's kind of a nerd.
Good posture.
That's his. Oh, that's the hardest thing. He's kind of a
Posture break.
a tech. Everybody. Seriously.
Oh wait, you've got to do the.
Oh no, that's not a posture. Oh, you want me to? Oh,
Wait.
you think
Jesus.
I could?
Yeah, you gotta friggin' don't stop the worm or whatever this is.
Oh, jeez, the wave.
The wave.
The worm wave. You totally threw me off now. But yeah, sometimes you gotta take a posture break. But on the Would I Lie to You, this one guy, his lie, or yeah, I think it ended up being a lie, was when him and his wife are getting into an argument. He says like, all right, like let's stop. this works out better. You go in your room, I'll go in another room, and we'll continue this over Skype, because they noticed that when he was away and they were having problems, it was much easier to have an argument over Skype. Okay. So he went on, and all the things that he came up with was like, that all sounds reasonable. Like, you're kind of convincing me that it is. Like, I would even go so further as like, no. Like, if we're going to have a fight, let's go have it over text, because we can, you can more carefully plan your things. And then once it gets back to another point where it's like, all right.
Carefully plan your things, you can...
but at
research.
Use
the internet.
It all depends on who you're arguing with, I guess, too, or / what. Why are you arguing? What's the reason? Again, in the end, it was just some random thing they made up for him because he's the tech nerd guy, and they figure this is more or less plausible. But yeah, like just the disassociation of things makes them easier a lot of the time. So again, like knowing that people can't see me makes it a little bit easier to just kind of go into a voice or / persona. And the other side is a lot of times when I am imagining, like I think the Thunderdome one, I forget which one of the very recent improvs we did, I fully have my eyes closed for like 90% of it. And it was like, oh, that was so much better. Like I felt so much more comfortable, but I realized like not until way later, like, oh, I was actually imagining.
We can still do that. We can still do that.
And yeah, it's like I was imagining just being there.
We're just here with our eyes closed.
Yeah, like that's like I feel like that's the idea of somebody watching me when my eyes are closed.
Watched meditation. That's probably a thing that you can.
Oh, you can definitely everything on YouTube.
Watch on YouTube.
You're watching people do a thing. Is the oh god. It's happening right now. But there is something. There are all those things. Again, there is the like, hey, what was the thing from everybody? Too Many Terras, United States of Terra. The daughter was like sitting on things, on cakes and whatnot for internet men, and that was that was it. That was the thing. Like everybody. Again, the whole I'm in love with this Radiator documentary. Like everybody has a different thing, and it doesn't have to. I don't know.
Don't radiator love shame.
I don't want to radiator love shame anybody. I mean, I kind of do a little bit, but
you do.
It's a little bit crazy.
They can love what they want to love.
I guess you can love what you want to love, but it's a radiator. Like it's a radiator. It genuinely can't love you back.
If the radiator makes you happy, it can make you heated.
It can. I mean, yes. I think in that case, it wasn't even a working
Sometimes
radiator.
Warmth.
It was an old timey radiator.
The warmth. You could cozy. Oh, it was an old timey radiator.
Yeah, it was one of the big iron ones that
do things with it.
I mean, either way, it's just I don't
judge.
I guess that is the problem. I shouldn't be judging. There's no reason for me to judge.
That's their thing. Yeah, it's not affecting you.
Yeah, like I mean, in the end, like this was my tirade or whatever turned into 6 tirades, starting with the hey, once the cameras are on, you start pointing too much, and I'm just like when Melissa was on the show, it was just like oh, he's very pointy. Like I'm normally very handsy, and then
what am I gonna do as much
when I'm actually talking, it is like and this and that and do not forget, and it just becomes like teacher fingers or whatever that is.
Teacher fingers.
I don't know, or not. I'm not even teacher. Like old timey evangelicalist. What is
evangelist?
Evangelist. There we go. An evangelical is a separate thing, but just that like. Whoa, like wizards and whatnot, or just cartoons in general. Yeah, just very magician hands when I talk, to the point where everything has to be like, like what's this? Like I'm gonna talk about a box.
Do things to inside of your square, inside of your space. How do you like that?
It's pretty uncomfortable. Oh God, once it crosses, no, that's not right.
What?
That's not right. This is. Like at this point, okay, well, want to play this game? We can do.
I'm not touching you.
Here's the quick improv of what was it? Michael and Pikel from. You'll remember in a second,
okay.
But on the improv episode of, you know what I'm talking about. So do you. You don't. Over here. I cannot get the name in my head. Rick and Morty. When they were watching the improv shows in the hospital, and they were like, hey, what's up with that guy? How come he's sloping off to one side and he was doing the news? And we're like, whatever, don't think about it, Morty. And he switches over to the cooking channel. It's like, that guy's sloping off to the other side. And the first guy's name was Michael, and this guy's name was Pikel? That's weird. And then he's just like starts kind of arguing with the side of the screen. They're like, switch over to the other side. And then they, end up, they're just, conjoined. And he's, the other guy's like, clearly, whatever. I was just thinking, because we have the cameras,
okay.
we could both do our own separate shows.
Okay.
That could also be a thing. Either way, nothing makes me more aware and more just bubble, like my, the thing that you just started breaking just becomes even thicker. Once somebody does do that, like it's not the first time somebody out of the corner of my eye has started doing the same hand gestures, or even I want to say they do it even more.
You'll only use that camera though, so it'll just like everything I'm doing will just be look.
Yeah.
Mental.
Oh, that's complete. That's all I was thinking was just like putting text. Like, what is she even doing? She's acting like she has her own camera. But yeah, like once somebody else starts doing it, and in my head I'm just like they're really going crazy. Like my hands don't move around that much, and then like I'm realizing like nope, they're still doing less than what I'm doing.
I feel
even
like I'm like.
Well, I feel like once you watch yourself enough times, yeah, exactly. Like there's a bunch of times where I realize one hand where I'm just like, all right, just calm down. But then it's like, well, now I just left this hand laying dead like a crazy person. Is that a way people sit? Like, nope. So you're just like, and then it becomes like, do people just vogue their way through things? Like, hey, it's the Macaulay Culkin movie appreciation show where we just do the Macaulay Culkin for the whole half hour and talk about Macaulay Culkin's adventures in the news. And, what is the paparazzi caught him up to this week? And then we discuss, with alarm. What?
So that it all makes sense.
So that, because I feel like that's what everybody's doing in life. Like, I feel like we talk about this every week before the show.
So what is this all about anyways? I guess because probably people will just be like, what's this?
God.
What's
this show?
There is grown-ups because
They
there's
exist,
adults.
yes.
I'll be that person, then you just answer the question.
Okay,
it's
perfect.
Like, God damn it, what is this all about?
Why?
Is adults in the world.
All right, calm down, lady. I can explain.
There is grown-ups. I was at the bank yesterday, and
Yeah.
the grown-up served me.
No, I mean, yes and no. That was a person who was like, has attained a level of age synonymous with grown-ups. But she was pretending to not just you, but herself. She doesn't know. She doesn't realize that she's going through the day like, I remember when I used to play with Barbies, and I loved it, but I don't now. I work at the bank, and then I hate myself at the end of the day. And it's like, hey, guess what, man? You're pretending to be a grown-up who works at the bank. Turns out you still kind of want to do something to do with like Barbies or toys. Like, it doesn't mean you have to sit and comb their hair like a crazy person, but there is adult versions of enjoying yourself. Or / you could be one of these weirdos that just like, I bought a Barbie, I'm doing my unveiling and I'm opening it on the YouTube. I opened the package, it's a package opening or whatever those are called, an unboxing.
Why do you think you're qualified to say what's a grown-up or not a grown-up?
And I'm saying that there is no... I forgot that you were playing a thing for a second there. I'm ready to fight you now already.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Please
You're
fight
just
me.
To the
Now it's on tape. Everyone can see how you really are. Whoa. Don't hit me while I'm looking at the camera. The authority is given to me because one day I held aloft a magic sword and said, by the power of Grayskull, I don't have to grow up. I don't gotta grow up at all because Grayskull said, who says you have to and you don't?
Your parents said you did have to grow up.
My parents never said you have to grow up. They said they totally said that, like, whatever you want to do as long as it makes you happy and you're not hurting anybody. End of list. End of list. Remember those times we went to church? Yeah, whatever they said, something like that, but mostly just don't hurt anybody. Like, oh, okay, I can do that. Make sure you believe in, but the no hurting stuff. And then now I literally take, the end of the Morning Everybody show. Like, that's the thing my dad used to always say, always, like every time you left his sight, is be good, be careful. That's it. End of list. See you later. You're not even that careful. I'm as careful as I'm comfortable with. That's all I gotta be. Like, you're right. You're right. That's how people do skydive and do those things. Are skydivers grown-ups? No. Are musicians grown-ups? No. are paleontologist grown-ups? No way. No way in effing H.
They must be grown-ups. They probably get...
Then they're definitely not grown-ups. If you're going into a job where you're going to do treasure hunting or playing instruments or doing a sport, you're not a grown-up. You're an adult who's figured out how to make your life, make your inner, what's that thing called? Your inner child happy for the rest of your life. And there is no inner grown-up. There's only the outer shell that we put over the inner child to protect the inner child. That's all everything is. We just look at our parents and look at, this is how they're trying to protect us from the world. So I will build this shell to protect me from the world. And then you go out and you get a dog or something else or a baby, and then you do that same thing to that, and we just keep building more shells until we realize that, hey guys, we forgot that what we were doing was protecting the inner child. We weren't trying to strap it down and destroy it. Let's stop, starting wars and going to war over things. Let's all let our little inner children high five and play with their puppies. If we're going to keep getting dogs and puppies, then we might as well enjoy them, right? Like, we might as well enjoy them. Like, this is disgusting.
Like, calm down.
I know he eats shit. He eats shit. That's just a fact. But yes, I will. I will calm down. You're freaking out. So that's where my authority comes from. The authority of YouTube, mostly. I decided to hit record, so what I say goes.
I speak from a bit more authority.
All right, fine. Years and years of experience of teaching and learning from younger people and older people, having things done, blah, 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 bling, 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 blah, and realizing...
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say of being an animator and doing drawing and doing comics and video games.
Yes,
and
that makes more sense than what I was saying.
Actually becoming an artist and living off of being an artist and actually being successful without growing up, even though...
That part, yes.
Unfortunately, my parents weren't like yours and said be free and whatever the fuck your parents said. Like, oh yeah, be whatever, and that's cool to be an artist. My parents were sensible and said, you're never going to make any money if you try to be an artist. So go and try to be something actual that's a grown-up.
My dad was more like Aladdin. Like, don't worry, you can, if you can't make the money, you can we'll find a way to steal it. Like, don't worry, you can, take some from column A, take some all of column B. Like, there's a will, there's a way, buddy. Like, you'll figure it out. You seem smart. Like, I do seem smart. I seem smart. I fooled you, but I do know enough. Again, like, I set up 3 cameras, huh?
So that's why we're qualified. We've been doing that for 20 years. My parents told me I couldn't, so I thought I should be a scientist, I guess, because then I could make money. So I went to school to be a scientist, but then I just failed because I wasn't a very good scientist.
Turns out I wasn't a scientist. That is sometimes failing at being a thing.
I was kind of good because I was like, oh, I really like animals, but the thing you start with is tapeworms, and like, I guess that's an animal, but
I was really more into it for the petting.
Yeah, I wanted to touch some animals, and then finally when we got to like actual animals, it was rats, and they were dead.
Well, what if imagine this? I'm going to assume that your reason for doing this was to eventually get like a SeaWorld job, was it not?
Yeah, so I wanted to be a marine biologist.
But not like go out and study the ocean. You wanted to work at the park.
Thank God I didn't do that.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to ride whales. I didn't want to study them. Yeah. I wanted to swim as my job.
The most heartbroken character on Blackfish. That's who you wanted to be. What do you want to be when you're up?
For sure.
Did you see the woman who didn't get murdered but saw one of them get murdered? That one who's extra traumatized but can't afford another job because she's just real. But she wants to protect the whales that are there. And she just doesn't know what to do, and she's just invested so much time. That's what I wanted to be when I was a little girl.
Yeah,
but then I saw, So I guess the meaning of this whole episode is show Blackfish to small children, and then they'll become proper.
Crush their dreams.
Yeah, you got to crush that
dream.
See, I don't know. I've still.
I don't even know why I was like wanted to do that, because also I went to SeaWorld as a child and thought it was like horrific. So I'm not sure what.
You were probably, because again, I've known
But it doesn't matter because it failed out, and then I was like, well, I will just be, first I was like, I don't know what I'll be, because can't be an artist, can't be a scientist. That's all there is.
Yeah, all that's left is
I guess I'll go
is
be
hooker.
I guess I'll go work at a bank and be a loans officer.
I guess a banker is the next. Again, most people like.
Well,
I
if
guess
it's all
that's
about money. I might as well go close to where the money is.
like
I
what we
guess.
talked about last week on
guess that was my thinking.
Tara's. I forget how I spelled it, but Tara's Tenex system that she invented, and it's all hers and not somebody else's. Where you do 10 times the effort
10x.
to.
I was like, what are you?
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing.
TENEXX that you invented. The Tenex system,
Right,
where
okay.
you do things 10 times more because odds are if you put in, like say, if you put in one effort, usually you end up doing 0. So you got to kind of do 10 times more, so you end up doing at least 5. And we all know that's how it works out, unless you're binge watching a show. And even then, you're still like, I was going to watch all 12 episodes, only made it to 6, went to sleep or decided to watch something else. So, it's not that implausible that is how you have to shoot for things. Most people would be like, yeah, I tried my dream job. My other dream job wasn't an option. People were beating me down. So literally, like, I got a job sweeping up the bank, or I got a job like shoveling turds in a ditch because I'm worthless, obviously.
I
like,
was I made it to be and there's like levels there.
Yeah.
So I started as a.
If I can't control the sea, I will control the money.
Yeah, in 2 years I was a loan officer, and then I was going to do training to be an investment officer by the time that I left there. So, anyways, but I did just want to be an artist.
Yeah.
So I finally found out that you could make money doing animation, and that was a way that you can make money as an artist that I heard.
I think that was my only
And then
start
there was a
too.
school here at Miramichi, so I went to the college, and then after that it was just crazy lifestyle of speeding, fast cars, and women. Animation.
Yeah, that's what sells. Fast cars and animation of women.
Big boobies and
shooting
guns.
and having guns.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing this.
Oh my god.
That's the animation.
But it's true. And
But you can make money.
It all comes back to pointing.
It seems like a lot of money,
Oh, it definitely seemed like a lot of money.
but not really.
No, depending.
When you break it down.
Yeah. But yeah, it's all again. It's
A lot of work.
still.
And also the freedom to do art and get paid for it.
Mhm.
So that
It's all about how Alan Thicke's great advice. You take the good, you take the bad, and there you have the facts of life. And maybe he didn't say it so much in the song, but then you take those facts and you figure out how to. My hands, I'm just too aware of them now. How to actually take those parts that you've learned and put them all together. Either turn them into beer or food or
drink break. Don't leave me hanging. It's a drink break.
if you're gonna call a drink break, then that's for drinking. You can't be like drink break and dance. It's gonna cause trouble. It's just not. That's everything. There you go. Everything can't be a multitask all the time. Sometimes you gotta enjoy the thing. Oh God. Anyway.
So, continuing with the story, I went on to do animation, but not only that wasn't enough. So yes, I want to be an artist, but then also I just want to like do my own thing, not someone else's thing. That is dumb. So, but that's okay. It's okay to do someone else's thing.
It's dumb for me. It's dumb for it's dumb for you. But yeah, here's that's dumb. But it's not. Like that's so Ricky Gervais.
Well,
It's just like, oh, I hate these. It's terrible when it's vinyl. That's dumb. Like no, vinyl's great, but it is though. But it is great, right? Like no.
At that point in my life,
But yeah.
the things that I did up to that point were what I needed to do to be able to go and do my own thing, because I learned so much from doing some other people's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but I don't want to do that shit the rest of my life. I still do things on contract and commission and things like that, of course, to make money. But I still want to do my own thing. So I had the opportunity to go teach, which I learned a lot from doing that as well. And then now I get to make my own films. And we have this podcast, and we just get to do whatever we want. Yeah, making our own movies and playing with Legos still and puppets
Exactly.
and doing whatever we want.
Yeah. So the other video episodes won't be as explainy as what we do, but I think we still went off on enough difficult tangents to show that that's mostly what the show is, talking about other stuff, not specifically saying, hey, but seriously though, hey, you can.
So this is...
You can live without growing up.
Basically our way of saying this is what you can do, how you do it.
Yeah.
Survival guide.
There's so many ways to do the things. I've met so many people in my life, even recently. Every single person now, I feel like they have their story of, hey, this is what I do, and I'm always just like, well, what? No, how? What are you talking about? Like, you just and now it's just mostly if they look like they're interested in it anyway. I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. How do you get a job like that? And half the time it's either, oh, I looked into do all my research and all my years of whatever, and I made it to that thing, or oh, just like yours, I tried other things and they weren't for me, but I always thought about this other thing, and it's usually for me anyway, and for a lot of these people, it's getting over that idea of, oh, that's what little kid me thought would be a cool idea. Now I'm a grown up. I should make grown up decisions and use quotes around things because that makes them insignificant.
It makes it insignificant.
Yeah, because it's like grown-up things.
Okay.
It does that to it. That's a little kid stick-out tongue spit on it thing, and it's there's no reason not to. Like again, like I say this all the time. I'll sit down to start watching like YouTube videos, and I'm just like, what is this guy? What is he doing? What credibility does he have? This is insane. I've actually worked in television. He doesn't know what he's doing. Who gave him these cameras? And then, 10 minutes into it, it's just like, oh, but this is clearly he's into this. He took the time to get this far, and so who am I to say, like, that's not right? Like, that's only coming from the early days and when I was in animation.
That's not right.
Yeah, and dealing with those people that were saying, oh, but this animation isn't correct animation. Like, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as correct most things.
So
let's cut to a clip. Here's we had Stop Motion Club with Sam. The ukulele comes from having Ukulele Club with Sam, and the Tara has, and I have Sam on days when Tara doesn't have Sam, and it works so great. And that's how friendship works. And next week we'll have Sam on this show, and we'll share her for a minute. We'll make her play guitar or something. Oh snaps! We have to end the show.
We have to end the shoch?
Yes,
Oh,
I
no.
think the other camera just stopped. But go to
Come into this camera.
no such thing as grownups.com. No such thing as grownups.com. Click on all the things, share, subscribe. More stuff here. Subscribe over here. Yeah, that's right. I made an end screen.
What? Oh. Brooke's head?
Yeah.
Touch here.
Well, no, it has to be in the screen.